dad taught at Santa Monica College, blessed by that, 6 kids in the family, and I became an entrepreneur because I went to school right here, St. Monica's. We grew up, it sounds crazy, Euclid and Margarita, which is right up here. My dad bought his house for $12,000. So back then, yeah, of course, I don't have any kind of that. But 6 kids, my dad, my mom taught English as a second language, and we went to a school where I thought I was the poorest kid in the whole school. You know, we'd pull up with my buddies, and you'd go to All-American Verge, which used to be right here on 9th and Wilshire, and the dad would say, get whatever you want, get whatever you want. My dad would pull up to a place, and he'd say to the kids, you better have money on me. And that was the way we kind of grew up. And so when I came out of school, I was at St. Monica, I was 1.4 student, went to Santa Monica College, my dad was a registrar. And he said, you can graduate any school you want, whatever you want. I will have you graduate. If you put your mind to it, we'll select classes, we'll get exactly what you want, but you have to follow my lead. He was in the counselor's office, and follow my lead, and you can finish wherever you want. So I said, Oregon State. He said, that's too expensive. I'm like, you're killing me here. You tell me. He goes, UCLA. I said, yeah, there's no way in the world I'm getting into UCLA. There's not a shot in the world. So he said, you can get into UCLA, you just got to study. So we went through and made goals, and that's where I started my whole thing of making goals. So we'd go through and make goals. So one of my things was when I got to UCLA, my dad said, the only thing that you know how to do, I mean, he's convinced of this, is talk. That's the only thing you got going for you as a parent. So he said, you better figure out what you're going to do, because the main thing that I see and my dad was a great guy. He just passed away. I'm wearing his shoes. I wore his funeral. Great guy. So, but his ability to read people, he said, you have that. You have an ability to listen. And so when I started my businesses, I collected mentors. And I figured out one thing, people like to talk about themselves. And that's what I figured out. So I started collecting billionaires. I'd go find people that I was interested in their careers. And my first one was Marjorie Dye. She has a company, Post Cereal. And I would bang on Marjorie's door. She loved horse racing, so I was in the racetrack business a little bit. And I'd find her, and I'd go and just hear her stories. And next thing she knew, or I knew, she'd ask me about myself. And so then I found another guy. I mean, I just kept grabbing. And that's where the whole entrepreneur thing started. And it started the different businesses. This has been great for me because what I did was I met owners and I just over-delivered. And I really think everyone in here is better than me. So maybe I made a couple bucks, but everyone in here is much more talented than me. Your speech, Walter, standing up there with all that energy, I'm like, that's amazing. I can't do that. But what I can do is over-deliver to my customers. So I'd go meet owners, and I'd go, and it didn't matter. They say, I got a home in Malibu, I'll meet you there. Well, I'm not available till 11:30 tomorrow, I'll be there. No matter what, I'd over-deliver, and then I wouldn't charge them a thing. So Westside Rental was built on the fact that we wouldn't charge owners free credit checks, free photos, whatever an owner wanted. And I just butter them up any way I can. Any business you do, whatever it is, I really believe we're pushed too many times not to be entrepreneurs. And I think the genius that you have, you don't realize it. Some people just don't understand that they have it in their mind that they are a genius. And I'm a mess. There's my wall. I'm a complete mess. My wife doesn't let me write checks. I'm a complete mess. But my one little thing is, if you can take something that you do well, you can promote that into a business. And too many people don't believe they can do that. But the key is finding mentors. And the key with finding a mentor is making sure you have the ability to listen. These are all things. Horse racing and collecting the billionaires. I met a guy named Frank Stronach who's worth about $10 billion. He met me one day for lunch, offered me to become the CEO of Santa Anita. I was beyond excited. I had everything going for me. I was doing, the hotels on my own. I was doing bars, restaurants. I was doing all this stuff. I turned everything over. My employees all got an ownership of the company. The guy who owned part of Westside Rental now would work for me. Hotels all had ownership. Casey didn't have ownership. And I went to become CEO of Santa Anita, my first job ever. And in that, I told my wife, because she did not want me to do this, I said, I'm going to become a better person, a better husband, and a better father. And I had this whole thing, and then I'm going to make Santa Anita the greatest racetrack in the world. And I went in the first 6 months, worked like you cannot believe. I got Kobe Bryant to buy a horse, I got Helen Mirren to present the trophy. I sucked up to everybody. Every person who came to that door, I thought I was king. Well, it turns out that Frank Stronach did not think I was king, and I got fired. And I'm sitting there, when I got fired, I was like, this is unbelievable. And I was in shock. I mean, I had worked, I was down to 167 pounds. It was insane. But I found something out. It was the greatest thing for me because as an employer, I forgot that the employees I never judged my employees enough. I didn't thank them. I didn't do, like, all these things. He didn't know how hard I was trying. So I got back and I told my wife, I said, oh my God, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, because now I send birthday cards to employees. I find out who their brothers and sisters are. I mean, I want to know about it, but before, I didn't realize. Your perfect business, another loser, but this is one that I started where I really believe that everyone should be an entrepreneur. Anyone who wants to make a lot of money will restart this thing. Tony Shea spoke at our second event, Richard Branson spoke at our first, but it was something just showing that everybody should be an entrepreneur. I got my 10-year plan. I mentor a lot of students, and what I think in your life, you should always have a 10-year plan. You're sitting there, whatever it is. I said, I've never done a drug in my life. I mean, you grew up in Santa Monica, either you were a drug surfer, skateboard guy, or you were an athlete. I did it. I'm never going to do a drug in my life. I should have ruled out drinking too. I couldn't say that. But it's one of these things that I always have a 10-year plan. Whatever it is, there's got to be that plan in your life where you look forward and say, I want to be here. And to the point where let the people around you really know you and love you, let them know. I mean, if you want to be successful, you really got to have that plan. And I don't care what people say, because people say, hey, you can't do that, or, I don't really agree, or maybe that's not the best path for you, but they don't know. So whatever your goals are, whatever you want to be, you got to be a fanatic about it. Now, in the 10-year plan, find out what your glare spot is. Like I'm saying in my thing, when I'm a mess, I can't write checks. My glare spot is I just know I'm not organized. I know my wife's a CPA, who we went to high school together, and so we've been married for about 80 years, but she controls everything. Everything. And so my glare spot is all my account. Okay. Well, this is my new book idea, and you guys can, someone take it and run with it. My new book idea is called Sell. She thinks it's the worst book idea ever. But in this life right now, everyone I meet, not everyone, because I'm just meeting you guys, but a lot of guys I meet, whatever they're doing, their wife's perfect, they want a new life. They want a better life. Whatever job they're in, they want a better job. Whatever business they're in, they're not making enough money. Whatever it is, I don't think they always realize, like, today is a great day. It's right now. And don't look around. I got out of college, and I remember so many people like, so now, hey, you're done with SMC yet? I said, no, I just finished UCI. Oh my God, I haven't. I'm like, ugh, easy. And you meet people, and they want to compare. Don't ever compare. If you can do that in your life, I think that would be the greatest thing in the world, because this whole comparison thing is, you hear these stories and people worry, oh, this must be so easy for you. It's like, are you kidding? I mean, we went through some hardships like everybody. But I think too many of us look up and constantly compare our lives with everybody else. So that is going to be my final note.